Hey, what's going on, CoinUp TV subscribers? Robert Welcome here. I want to do a review of another Shaw Brothers classic. This time it is called The Pirate from 1973. The Pirate was included on the Eureka 4-movie set Horrible Histories of Chiang. Chiang actually co-directed The Pirate. I got my notes over here by the screen, and we're going to talk about the movie a little bit. But let's first start off with the synopsis from IMDb. Toward the end of the Qin dynasty, the South China Sea was swarming with pirates looking to plunder treasure-rich Portugal merchant ships. A titanic tale of a daring and heroic Robin Hood of the seas. Pretty good synopsis there. The Pirate stars T. Lung, David Chiang, and was apparently based on true events. T. Lung plays a benevolent pirate who is on the run from the law, but also seems to be a little bit of a man of the people. David Chiang plays an undercover military agent looking to capture T. Lung and the pirates. There's also a third faction here that plays a large part in the movie. They're not really military, they're kind of like the mob, and they're leaning on the town citizens, while at the same time, they sort of are looped in a little bit with the military, kind of helping them out, for their own gain. This group, I wrote in my notes here, this group was probably the most dynamic bunch of people with their colorful characters, and including a guy with a mole on his face, and lots of selfish motivations. I actually found the mob group the more interesting group in this movie to sort of follow along. Their characters were funny and their motivations were clear. I almost feel like this movie should have been about this clan, the mob clan, with T. Lung and David Chiang as secondary, smaller characters. No offense, but I do like both those actors. But in this particular story movie, I feel like they should have been relegated to secondary because I found them less interesting when it came to the overall movie structure. Let me get to some pros and cons here. One of the pros, we're outside. We're outside on ships, water, the seas, the shore. That's a nice change of pace considering a lot of Chiang movies are just inside the Shaw Brothers studio with fake skies and fake moon and background. So that was nice. Another pro is there's this great fight scene on the coast with just about all the major players involved except David Chiang. I think this is maybe about an hour into the movie. And visually that was interesting and well choreographed. This is kind of like the set piece of the movie, the fight scene on the shore. We get to some cons here. The ending fight scene, unfortunately, we had a great pre-ending climax, but then the con is the actual ending fight scene with T. Lung and David Chiang. I thought was kind of boring and that there was nothing at stake. So that was a little bit of a letdown. Another con is the setup is really confusing. Is T. Lung a hero? Is he a villain? What is his motivations? What is his interest as a pirate? It's a little unclear with, what his situation is there with the setup. It's not quite like an Iron Triangle movie since Chiang was a co-director. I wrote my notes here. This is kind of like an Iron Triangle adjacent movie, but it does have a lot of elements with T. Lung and David Chiang and Chiang kind of involved. The film's fun. It's enjoyable. It's not terrible. It goes by fast. There's some strengths here with the exterior locations and a change of scenery. So I'm going to give The Pirate from 1973 a letter grade of C-. And, it's worth checking out on the collection here. There's extra features, commentary, and more. So let me know what your comments and thoughts are if you've seen The Pirate. That's it for this video for CoinUp TV. We'll see you next time.